But you know the analogy, Keith, I love your book.
Oh, thank you.
Can I bring in Keith's book?
Sure.
Absolutely.
His
Keith
book is awesome.
Greenberg, author.
Keith Greenberg, author of Wrestling Connoisseur. And I think of, and I grew up around wrestlers, you know, whether you play at MSG or at the local gym.
I was actually
at the high
thinking of
school.
that parallel, but
Yes.
I want to bring it up.
You do it.
Yeah,
But-
go ahead.
You do it.
But wrestler, because, and I don't want to hijack the conversation.
No.
This is about
It's
the Brothers
an open
Higgins.
conversation.
But this is, you know, I'm an author of a couple of professional wrestling books, and wrestling is, I consider, physical theater, a form of performance art. And wrestlers have told me that there have been times when they have been in front of 25 people at a VFW hall in
Right.
South Jersey, and they've enjoyed themselves more than Madison Square Garden, because it's like what Brendan said, going in somewhere where someone doesn't know him, there weren't the expectations. So they felt that everything we're doing tonight is working.
Push all
because
your
this
chips.
crowd
Yeah.
isn't really, they don't really know what they're getting.
Right.
And if they're in front of a crowd of 16,000 people, those people already have expectations on them that they don't always feel like they're fulfilling properly.
On that note, you think about the local bars or local coffee shops. Do you think people have those expectations, or are they just, like
Of
Bob
us?
said, well, they hear you, but it's like secondary because they're having conversations, they're enjoying the bar. So that's not something that you're really worried about because you're not the forefront of the audience, where
Right.
what you're referring to is you're right there in the middle. You're the
Right.
limelight.
Yeah,
Well, what do you find when you play?
As a guitar player?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what's funny about when we played here the last time. I didn't want to be in the front of the stage. Now, I'm a soapbox guy, as you guys know, right? I don't mind being on my soapbox, but it was Brendan and Bob's gig. I'd rather be in the background. So for them to put
Me too.
Well, we were too tall.
I know, so I'm vertically challenged. So for me to be in the foreground by design, I realized that because where the PAs were located, you just go with where the chips fall. And I think what you made the analogy is whether you're going to be on the foreground or the background, how you feed off the crowd, it doesn't matter, right? Whatever they're going to do, if they're going to eat their food, eat their wings, drink their beer, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to listen and tune into every conversation while you're playing up there. You usually want to make sure that you play in key and play in cadence.
Yeah.
So-
I saw a friend of mine playing up